Hello, and welcome to Voluntold Detail. I'm your host and narrator, Millennial Shipbird, and today we're going to be talking about an unforgotten war that nobody's probably ever heard. It's called Buchanan's Blunder. President Buchanan, pre-Civil War, gents. May 1857 to July 1858 consisted of the United States Army. 5th Infantry Regiment, go Bobcats, consisted of the 10th Infantry Regiment, Tomahawks. Nobody knows anything about the fucking 4th Artillery, right? Because it's B Battery of the 4th Artillery. They got disbanded, I think, in World War I. And then here's another one you guys might have heard of. 2nd Dragoons, 2nd Cavalry, always ready? I think not. So, when the Mormons were ostracized out of Missouri, burnt down their temple, killed Joseph Smith and all that good shit, made it legal for you to kill a Mormon in Missouri and all that good trash, fuck you Mormons. By the way, Mormons, not their name. Their name is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They call themselves LDS, or Saints. But you like to call them a derogatory name, like Tehran, King James, Old Testament, or whatever the fuck you want to call your religion. But we're going to call them Mormon, because you're never going to fucking understand what I'm saying if I keep saying LDS, or Saints. So what the deal was is when they went west, they were broke, burnt out of their homes. The U.S. Army came to them and they said, hey, we got us a war with some Mexicans. We need you to go take some place called San Diego. So they formed the Mormon Brigade, pay the Mormons beforehand so that way they could feed their families, hauling carts, wheeled carts by hand across the prairies to a place called Salt Lake. Now these fellas formed that brigade and they headed to a place San Diego. When they land pretty much San Diego and take it, at the same time the United States Marines are landing on Red Beach at Camp Pendleton. Shit you not. Fucking taught me that shit in MCRD San Diego. So they have military experience. When they came back, they went through Donner's Pass to get back to Salt Lake City. So let's jump it back to 1957, or 1857. 1857, the U.S. government does not trust these Mormons with polygamy and all that shit. So they want to make sure, because they see the coming rising tides with the Civil War, and they know the South is going to build whatever they're called the Confederacy later on. So they want to make sure that they put these sons of bitches in their place. So they sent out all these guys, 2,500 men, artillery, cavalry, and infantry. 2 infantry regiments, a cavalry regiment, and a battery of artillery. So they sent them out west. They get a late start because it is the government. The Mormons know they're coming, LDS. And so what they do is they start planning. They form their militia because they have veterans. They have U.S. Army training and tactics. They even have fucking officers and NCOs. So they formed their fucking militia called the Nauvoo Legion. Under command of... who gives a fuck? So anyways, these guys head west. These guys are preparing. And these guys need to come into the Salt Lake Valleys, because if you ever been anywhere near Salt Lake and you come in from the north and the east, your ass is going to be fucking having problems coming through those mountains. They're not easy. That's where they had the fucking Olympics 20 years ago, some trash. 2002? And so these fellas didn't know what they were getting into. And they thought it was a bunch of fucking, cousin fucker farmers, like you probably are thinking right now. So these guys got all ready. By the time the U.S. Army got their asses out there, these fuckers were set to slow them down even more. And they did. Now these guys couldn't get through those passes, narrowing their chances to go around the passes. So now they are constricted to a few fucking avenues of approach. These guys start having skirmishes and raids on the U.S. Army and fucking them up and playing every game. Enough to where the U.S. Army wants to send a fucking representative, go talk to that fucking cousin fucker, Brigham Young, the great granddaddy of Stephen Young, one of the 40 whiners. So when they're coming them down they're bringing them down this valley, heading down south into Salt Lake City. They're taking them nice and slow. How's it going? So you get any letters from the wife and shit like that. And the whole and fucking time, they've got fires down the whole fucking valley. And they got their 230 guys or whatever it is. And these 230 guys are acting like mass numbers, running back around, mass numbers, running back around, mass numbers, and just doing the whole way there and back. So that way when he reports on, they're not going to fucking surrender. Jesus fucking Christ, how many times are these guys going to fuck? Don't they have 7 wives? Yeah, well, they got fucking more than 70 kids. So that all goes down, right? After it's all said and done, this Buchanan's blunder, the U.S. government gives amnesty to the Mormons over this, okay? As long as they swear allegiance to U.S. authority. So, U.S. government got what they wanted. Okay, let's see what the U.S. Army got. 1, 5th Infantry Regiment. You call it the Expedition Against Mormons. I kind of like that. This one's a little bit more on definition. 10th Infantry Regiment. You call it the Utah Wars. And then your 2nd Dragoon or your 2nd Cavalry, whatever. So you guys don't even fucking want to admit you got your fucking asses handed to you by a bunch of fucking farmers with muzzle loaders where you got cavalry, artillery, and 2 infantry fucking regiments against what, 700 fucking guys? Because that's literally what it was. Nobody knows the numbers, but it wasn't that many. They did not have 3,000. If they had 3,000 to throw up against those 2,500, they would have fucking rolled you. It's literally hilarious that you don't have a battle streamer for this. It's literally hilarious that you're not going to talk about it in your Wikipedia pages. Are you embarrassed of this? Because I find it fucking hilarious because out of the whole fucking war, you had 38 U.S. casualties. You had 6 civilian deaths. You had 120 civilians massacred at the Mountain Meadow massacre, okay? Mormons fucked them up because they were just like fucking everybody up. They were on a blood rage pretty much, okay? Don't worry, guy did that. They hung him in 67 or some trash. Firing squad by the great state of Utah. So they got amnesty. And now nobody's claiming this shit. No side of the Legion and the U.S. Army is recorded of killing anybody. It is a killless war. Only accidents in the massacre. Okay? But both armies, not one fucking kill. Buchanan's blunder, bros. Look it up. And as always, go fuck yourselves.